The cold metal of the rifle feels familiar now, my hands moving over it with practiced precision. I check the clip and tighten the strap around my shoulder, ensuring it taut's secure. The barracks are dimly lit, shadows dancing across cracked stone walls. Outside, the courtyard is filled with recruits like Mia, shuffling figures in uniform, their movements mechanical and repetitive. A drill instructor barks orders from a distance, his voice sharp against the morning chill. Weandera lined up perfectly straight, toes touching, eyes forward. The steady rhythm of footsteps echoes as we march to formations, each step synchronized with the rest. No room for error, no space for thought, just action and reaction. The rifle clicks into place as I secure it onto my shoulder holster. My fingers move deftly, adjusting straps and buckles with practiced ease. The cold metal of the weapon feels familiar against my skin, a constant companion in the endless cycle of training and preparation. I check the clip, ensuring each round aligns perfectly within the magazine. A quick glance at the instructor confirms that I am on pace with the others. We move as one unit, synchronized in our actions, precision cutting through the crisp air like a well-oiled machine. Orders come in rapid succession. I load weapons. I check sights. And I will secure position. My body reacts without hesitation, each command triggering an immediate response. The environment is sterile, devoid of personal touches or individuality. Here, I am a cog in a vast machinery. My role is essential but impersonal. I move to the designated firing range, positioning myself according to protocol. The targets are set up ahead, inert silhouettes against the backdrop of a desolate landscape. Each pull of the trigger is methodical, calculated. The recoil is a familiar sensation, a reminder that this is what I do. Duties dictate my every movement. Reloads, inspections, and drills follow one after another in an unending loop. There is no room for deviation or personal expression. Each task is executed with robotic precision. My mind remains focused on the present moment, compartmentalizing any lingering thoughts of self or purpose. I am here because this function is being performed. The metallic weight of my rifle feels familiar as I grip it tightly. The cold metal is a constant presence in my hands, a reminder of the routine we've been drilled into since morning. Each time I adjust my hold, the sensation seems to register slightly less than before. The instructor's voice cuts through the air, sharp and clear. Load your weapon. My fingers move without hesitation, inserting another round into the chamber. The click is a familiar sound, but it fades in significance with each repetition. I shift my stance slightly, adjusting for the chill wind that nips at my exposed skin. The rifle's weight remains constant, though I notice less now. It tones as if the metal has become an extension of my arm, its presence no longer requiring conscious thought to maintain. The ambient sound of boots shuffling and rifles being loaded fills the space around me. Each step is synchronized, a rhythmic dance that we've perfected through countless drills. The noise merges into a background hum, barely registering as I focus on my tasks. A slight breeze rustles through the trees nearby, carrying with it the faint scent of earth and leaves. Yet, even this natural ambience becomes less noticeable as the day progresses. My attention narrows to the present moment, where each action flows seamlessly from one to another without pause or interruption. The metallic weight in my hands remains a constant, yet it no longer demands my full awareness. It is simply there, part of the routine that has become second nature. The rifle is an unremarkable companion now, its presence fading into the background as I move through the day with practiced ease. The rifle feels less like an extension of myself and more like a part of the formation around me. As we move in unison, the individual actions blur into one continuous flow. The instructor's commands blend into background noise, overridden by the rhythmic cadence of our steps and movements. Each shift, each turn, each halt is synchronized with those beside me. The space between us narrows as we align perfectly, each person a part of an intricate machine rather than distinct individuals. There's no need to think about who stands where or what they might be feeling. It's simply the next step in the sequence. Our movements are seamless, like waves rolling in and out without any gaps. The rifle's weight is no longer something I notice consciously. It has become a part of my body, just as much as the ground beneath my boots or the air I breathe. My actions follow those beside me automatically, with each shift in formation triggering an immediate response from everyone else. As we march forward, the world around us fades away into insignificance. There is no need for personal identity or self-awareness. Our purpose is clear and singular. The edges between people soften, merging into a single entity, moving through space. Each breath, each step, each command becomes indistinguishable from the others, forming a continuous, unbroken rhythm. The sense of replaceability does not cause any distress. It's simply a fact. If one person falls out or changes position, another takes their place without hesitation or fanfare. The process continues undisturbed, with no room for individuality or deviation. We are not a collection of individuals, but a single cohesive unit. The rifle is just an implement in this fluid, ongoing motion. RUNETERRA is part of the system, not something that demands attention or thought. Each pull and push of the trigger blends into the pattern, as natural as breathing. There's no room for emotion or reflection, only the task at hand. As we move through the drills, the world narrows to the immediate environment around USA or movements, our timing, our shared sense of purpose. Individuality dissolves into collective presence, leaving behind nothing but the constant rhythm of action and response. The rifle feels familiar now, its weight steady against my shoulder as I move through the drill. The cold metal slides into place with practiced ease, and I pull the bolt back smoothly, letting it snap forward again. My movements are fluid, a dance of muscle memory that requires no conscious thought. Instructor's voice cuts through the crisp air, sharp but distant, punctuating the rhythm we've fallen into. "Load magazines," he commands, and without pause or hesitation, my hands find the pouches at my belt. The clicks of magazine springs are synchronized with those around me, a chorus of readiness. I check my gear once more, ensuring everything is in place, then shift to assume firing position. My body lowers into it automatically, eyes scanning the horizon for targets that aren't there, but could be. Each breath syncs with the pulse of the drill, steady and unyielding. My mind stays clear, compartmentalized from any questions or doubts. There's no need for introspection here. Every action is a part of the whole, each movement a piece in a larger puzzle that doesn't require me to wonder about its purpose. I am a cog in this machine, precise and unflappable. The rifle becomes an extension of myself, its weight melding with my breathing and heartbeat. The air around us hums with the readiness we've built up over days of repetition. No one looks at anyone else. Our eyes stay forward, focused on the task ahead. Instructor's voice returns again, but it's just another sound now, blending into the background noise. "Eyes right," he says, and I turn my head to the side without thinking. The rifle follows, its balance shifting slightly as if moving of its own accord. This is enough. NT. There is no need for anything more. No questions arise. No conflicts simmer. Just this routine. A seamless dance of purpose and action. My hands shift into position once more, ready to begin another cycle, another day in the rhythm that defines us all. The precision of my movements is a direct response to the conditions that define our existence. Each action is calibrated for maximum efficiency within the framework provided. Was. The instructor's commands are not directives from an authority figure, but necessary adjustments in a system designed to function under constant stress and conflict. Regimentation is a stabilizing mechanism, ensuring that every component operates at its optimal threshold without deviation. Individual identity becomes secondary to the cohesive unit we form, each member interchangeable yet indispensable. The rifle, once an object of attention and apprehension, now merges seamlessly with my body's rhythm, a tool for readiness rather than a symbol of fear or discomfort. The detachment I feel is not apathy but a survival mechanism. All emotion is a luxury that introduces inefficiency, disrupting the seamless flow of actions required to maintain operational stability. Each breath, each step, each trigger pull is an outcome of necessity, not personal choice. The system demands consistency and reliability. Any deviation risks destabilizing the entire unit. The harshness I experience is not punitive but pragmatic. It ensures that every member remains focused on their assigned role without succumbing to distractions or emotional interference. This rigidity is a safeguard against chaos, maintaining the balance required for sustained functionality in an environment where conditions are always shifting and unpredictable. In this context, personal narratives become irrelevant. What matters is the capacity to perform within the defined parameters, adapting as needed but never questioning the framework itself. Each member's contribution is essential, yet replaceable, like a cog in a machine that must turn without faltering if the entire mechanism is to function. This system works because it has to. There are no alternatives. Only this path leads to stability and survival in our world of perpetual conflict. The metrics of survival dictate that each individual serves a specific function within the broader system. Regimentation is not an imposition, but a necessity, ensuring that operational efficiency remains constant despite environmental unpredictability. The rifle in my hand has ceased to be a symbol of violence. It is simply a tool designed for its purpose. Living beings are now components with tolerances and capacities. Each unit's output must align with the system's margins to maintain stability. Emotional responses, such as fear or pain, are inefficiencies that disrupt optimal function. They dissolve when converted into quantitative measure, rates of operation, efficiency ratios, survival thresholds. Decisions become cleaner when measured against these metrics. Our personal narratives and individual identities blur into abstract variables. Each action is a data point contributing to the overall projection, a projection that must remain within acceptable limits for the system to endure. The harshness of reality is accepted as a safeguard, not an atrocity. It ensures that chaos remains contained. The discomfort of existence fades when distilled into quantities and tolerances. Personal experiences are irrelevant. They become secondary to the operational imperative. Each unit's contribution, whether measured in combat effectiveness or resource allocation, aligns with predefined roles. The system functions because it must, and each component adapts accordingly. In this framework, nothing feels personal once counted and quantified. The rigidity of rules is not oppressive, but essential for survival. Every action has a purpose beyond the individual. It supports the broader operational stability. Living beings are components within a machine, designed to function seamlessly. The system's necessity overrides all else, ensuring that each unit operates efficiently without emotional interference. The logic is clear. Harshness preserves order. Efficiency ensures sustainability. Each variable aligns with its role, contributing to the greater whole. In this context, survival is not an individual endeavor, but a collective imperative. The rhythmic pulse of the mechanical world echoes through my bones. Each step in the synchronized march feels like an extension of a greater heartbeat, steady and unyielding. The rifle cradled against my chest is no longer a tool but an anchor, grounding me to the reality that operates beyond personal whims. The weight, once oppressive, now serves as a counterbalance, a constant reminder of my place within this intricate machine. Sweat begins to gather at my brow, not from discomfort but from the exertion required to maintain order. The heat is relentless, the air thick with the scent of metal and earth. Each breath fills my lungs with an unyielding rhythm, aligning me with the collective pulse that drives us forward. This sensation, this strain, is a testament to our function, a sign that we are doing what must be done. The landscape blurs into a series of lines and patterns, each one marking progress toward a predetermined endpoint. The eyes that once sought beauty now scan for deviations, correcting any anomalies with practiced precision. Each correction brings us closer to stability, reinforcing the system's integrity through relentless focus and disciplined action. My muscles protest less and less as I move through this endless cycle of movement and adjustment. Pain, when it does surface, is not a signal of distress, but an indicator that we are pushing against entropy, maintaining balance in a world where equilibrium demands constant effort. The mind adapts to these signals, interpreting them as feedback rather than warning signs. The soundscape remains consistent symphony of clicks, thuds, and synchronized footsteps. Each noise fits into the larger composition, contributing to the harmony that sustains our existence. Even when fatigue sets in, it is absorbed, integrated into the ongoing rhythm without disrupting the flow. This continuity is vital. Any deviation risks unraveling the carefully constructed order. In this environment, stress becomes a measure of productivity, discomfort, an affirmation of purpose. The body endures because there is no alternative to the tasks at hand. Each strain signals our resilience. Each sweat drop confirms our commitment. We are not merely surviving, but ensuring that the system persists, functioning with unyielding efficiency amidst chaos. This relentless cycle reinforces the necessity of rigidity and harshness. Without these constraints, disorder would reign, threatening everything we strive to maintain. The sensory motifs, the weight of the rifle, the heat, the rhythm, serve as reminders of our obligation, grounding us in a reality where survival is contingent upon strict adherence to operational imperatives. In this world, emotion has no place. It only serves to distract from the critical tasks at hand. Each moment is an opportunity for recalibration and adjustment, ensuring that we remain components of the greater machine, each part essential yet interchangeable within its defined role. This is not a personal journey, but a collective endeavor, where every action contributes to the stability of the whole. The strain continues unabated, confirming that our efforts are necessary. The sensory cues, weight, heat, rhythm, align us with the operational logic that sustains this world. In this relentless cycle, we find purpose in the unyielding demands placed upon us, knowing that without these pressures, chaos would unravel everything we have built. A momentary pause in my routine catches my attention. The rifle feels slightly heavier than usual, its metal surface cooler against my hand. For a split second, I consider the weight and wonder if it is truly necessary to carry such an implement for daily tasks. But then, without delay, the logic corrects itself. The heaviness is not a burden, but a reminder of what must be done. It is essential that this tool remains within reach at all times, serving as a constant safeguard against unpredictability. Each component of my environment has its place and purpose, and deviation from established norms invites disorder. The cool metal surface absorbs the heat from my palm, grounding me to reality. The rifle's weight serves not just as protection, but also as an anchor in a chaotic world. It is through such small details that order is maintained. Any hesitation or questioning of these fundamentals undermines the stability upon which everything relies. I adjust my grip and continue forward, reaffirming my commitment to the system's imperatives. Each step I take solidifies my understanding of necessity over desire. This environment demands precision and adherence. Any deviation risks chaos. The rifle is not oppressive but essential, a constant companion in ensuring balance and survival amidst the ever-present threat of disorder. This momentary doubt is now resolved, integrated into the seamless flow of operations. The system functions because it must, and my role within it is defined by its requirements. Each action follows from a rational need, devoid of emotional interference. This clarity reinforces my dedication to the operational imperatives that sustain order in this world. The rifle's weight is a constant presence, but it no longer feels oppressive. It serves as an anchor, grounding me to the reality that operates beyond personal whims and desires. The heat from its barrel and the rhythm of my movements are reminders of my place within this unyielding order. Any discomfort I might experience is merely a byproduct of maintaining stability against the unpredictable forces that threaten balance. Stress and fatigue are integrated into the routine without causing disruption, affirming my commitment to the system's efficiency and survival. Emotional responses are seen as potential disruptors, unnecessary for operational imperatives. Each moment focuses on recalibration and adherence to established protocols, reinforcing resilience and dedication to collective stability over individual needs. A fleeting doubt about carrying this weight is quickly dismissed. The rifle's cool metal against my skin provides grounding, reminding me of its essential role in safeguarding against chaos. It is not a burden, but an instrument vital for maintaining the delicate equilibrium required for survival. In this environment, purpose is derived from relentless demands rather than personal fulfillment. Each action aligns with broader imperatives, ensuring that every resource and capacity is utilized efficiently without room for inefficiency or emotional noise. The system functions because it must, and I am a part of its functioning. Wow, everything adds up. There are no more arguments to be had, no more questions left unanswered. The logic resolves all internal friction, dissolving moral considerations into the correctness of necessity. This environment provides clarity and purpose through its rigid demands, reinforcing my commitment to operational imperatives, devoid of emotional interference. The sun rises, casting a cold light across the barren landscape. The morning chill sharpens my senses as I step out of the barracks. My rifle feels familiar against my shoulder, its weight reassuring rather than burdensome. The heat from the metal transfers to my hands, grounding me in the routine. I proceed to the designated training grounds without hesitation. Each step is measured and purposeful, my movements a continuation of yesterday's patterns. The rhythm of marching is internalized, no longer a conscious effort, but a reflexive action. Upon reaching the training area, I join the others, falling into formation automatically. Orders are given, and I respond immediately, adjusting my stance, loading my rifle with practiced ease. The drill instructor. Voice commands without question. My body moves in compliance. The day's exercises commence. I engage in combat simulations, reacting to virtual threats with precision. Each strike and parry is executed efficiently, the mechanics of battle ingrained in muscle memory. Pain from impact or exertion is noted but does not disrupt focus. Emotional responses are irrelevant. Only operational efficiency matters. Throughout the day, tasks vary, but flow seamlessly into one another. Meals are consumed promptly. Rest periods are used for recalibration rather than relaxation. The rifle remains my constant companion, a familiar presence that reminds me of purpose. As evening approaches and training concludes, I return to barracks with mechanical precision. Cleaning and maintenance of equipment follow without thought. Each action performed as part of an unbroken sequence. Sleep is a brief respite, necessary for readiness but devoid of personal significance. The system's logic guides every moment, making choices feel automatic rather than deliberate. Compliance aligns me with operational imperatives, ensuring stability against chaos. Purpose is found in relentless adherence to protocol, reinforcing my dedication without emotional entanglement. The day's tasks concluded with the standard protocol for cleanup and maintenance. The rifle was stored in its designated place, catalogued meticulously. Each item had a purpose beyond mere possession. It served a function within the larger system. A report was filed regarding the incident earlier that afternoon. Details were recorded objectively. Time of occurrence, nature of conflict, outcome status. No additional commentary was required or desired. The event was processed and archived in the system's memory banks for future reference. The room felt sterile and impersonal as I exited it, transitioning to other areas of responsibility without pause. Meals were consumed efficiently. Nutrition replenished energy levels needed for the next cycle of operations. Sleep brought rest, but no dreams, merely a period of reduced consciousness, necessary for optimal performance upon waking. Notifications awaited in the morning, updates on resources allocated, directives from higher echelons regarding upcoming tasks and objectives. Compliance was automatic, understanding that these were merely the latest iterations of an ongoing process, without beginning or end. Each action taken moved me closer to achieving the day's goals, with no deviation from established routines. The system functioned as it should. There was little room for personal interpretation or emotional attachment in its execution. Tasks completed signified progress rather than personal triumph, each step contributing to a larger narrative beyond individual recognition. Navigating through the barracks, I move with a sense of purpose, my movements fluid and automatic. The space is familiar, each corner etched into memory by countless repetitions. As I enter, I notice several others engaged in tasks, ranging from weapon maintenance to tactical briefings. No words are exchanged. There are no need for them. Everyone knows their role. A superior approaches, a figure whose presence commands immediate attention without demanding it through words or gestures. The hierarchy is implicit, understood by the rhythm of daily life here. I pause briefly, offering a nod that conveys recognition and respect before continuing to my designated station. My actions are not questioned. They are expected. Tasks are assigned with a quiet efficiency. Orders come down like instructions from an algorithm, precise and unambiguous. There is no room for personal interpretation or deviation. Each directive is followed without hesitation, each step taken as part of the larger machine we constitute. As I work, another superior moves through the area, their presence momentarily disrupting my routine, but only to adjust it slightly. They signal a change in protocol, one that affects not just me, but everyone here. The adjustment flows seamlessly, no resistance or questioning a la Don Nor desired. It on simply what needs to be done. Later, as I exit for my rest period, I pass by areas that are off limits without the proper clearance. These spaces are clearly marked and understood, their boundaries unyielding. There is no desire to breach them. They represent a natural order, not an arbitrary restriction. The paths before me open, as required, guiding me toward my next task or rest period. Sleep offers respite from the day's activities, but remains devoid of emotional weight. Eton's a necessary function, nothing more. Upon waking, I resume duties without pause, each action falling into place like pieces, fitting into an intricate puzzle. The rhythm continues, unbroken and uninterrupted by personal considerations or desires. In this environment, authority is not questioned. Eton's acknowledged as part of the structure that keeps everything moving forward. Compliance feels instinctive, a natural flow rather than an imposition. Power dynamics are accepted without thought or feeling, simply as they exist. Paths open when needed, and others remain closed. There is no space for personal ambition or resistance. Only adherence to the system that sustains us all. As I move through the day, my routine is a series of unspoken commands and responses. The rifle feels familiar in my hands, each movement precise and practiced. My mind remains detached, processing information without pause or hesitation. During a momentary lull in activity, an unfamiliar sensation flickers at the edges of my consciousness, a slight disquiet that does not fit within the ordered framework of my day. Eton's subtle, barely noticeable, like a brief static interference on a clear transmission. I pause for a fraction of a second, allowing my mind to recalibrate. The anomaly is quickly identified as an incongruity in the expected flow of tasks. My system adjusts, realigning thoughts and actions to fit within the established protocols. The disquiet dissipates as efficiently as it appeared, replaced by a renewed sense of purpose and compliance. Continuing with my duties, I find no disruption or deviation from the norm. Each task is completed seamlessly, the rhythm unbroken. The brief inconsistency was merely an operational hiccup that has been corrected without fanfare or emotion. My mind remains calm and focused, moving through the day as if this small adjustment had never occurred. The environment remains impersonal and sterile, fitting perfectly into my perception of how things should be. Sleep offers a respite from the daily grind, but is devoid of any personal significance. The cycle continues without interruption, each day blending seamlessly into the next in an unending process of compliance and efficiency. The day begins as it always does, with the familiar click of the rifle's safety being engaged. Each task flows into the next, a seamless sequence of motions devoid of personal significance. The environment feels sterile and impersonal, reflecting the mindset that has long since adjusted to this routine. Authority figures move through the space with an air of inevitability, their directives clear and unchallenged. Hierarchical structures feel natural, aligning perfectly with the system's expectations. Compliance is instinctive, fitting into the rhythm of daily life without friction or resistance. Thoughts process calmly and precisely, each action performed with mechanical efficiency. A fleeting sense of disquiet momentarily surfaces, but is swiftly corrected, leaving no lasting impact. The mind remains focused, devoid of personal significance or emotional attachment. Comfort lies in the sterile, impersonal environment and the seamless daily routine. There is no other way because there are no alternatives visible. This is how things simply are, a complete and unquestioned reality. The day continues without resolution, each task completed with settled confidence. Waking up in the sterile barracks, I find myself reaching for the rifle without hesitation. The familiar weight of it brings a sense of comfort and purpose. Now, today's schedule is clear. Training drills until noon, then weapon maintenance. Routine flows seamlessly, devoid of any emotional markers or personal significance. During training, my movements are precise and efficient. The sound of bullets echoing through the chamber feels like music to my earsaw. A rhythm I've grown accustomed to over time. Pain from minor bruises does not register as discomfort. It's just a part of the process. Each shot fired is a step closer to perfection, aligning perfectly with protocol. At noon, the command comes for weapon maintenance. Entering the workshop feels familiar, but something about the room seems slightly different today. The tools look similar, yet I notice myself handling them in a new way, reaching for the cleaning kit before the oil canister, then switching back without thought. This variation does not feel out of place. It's just another day with subtle shifts. Post-maintenance, I head to the mess hall for lunch. The food tastes the same as always, bland and functional. Yet today there is a momentary pause where the taste seems slightly richer than usual. It passes without notice, blending back into routine seamlessly. Returning to barracks after lunch, I find myself pausing at my bunk, differently slowing down before entering rather than rushing in like before. The action feels natural, not out of place. Sleep comes easily, free from dreams or emotional residue, offering a brief respite from the day's monotony. The next morning, waking up feels almost identical to yesterday. Yet there is an underlying sense that things might be different. Another subtle shift. Reaching for the rifle, I feel a momentary hesitation before instinct takes over, guiding my hand to its familiar grip. This pause is unremarkable. It is just another variation in the endless cycle of routine. Throughout training drills, movements are still precise and efficient, but there is an added fluidity, reactions slightly quicker than usual. The sound of bullets echoing through the chamber feels louder today, almost celebratory. Pain from bruises is more noticeable, yet it does not disrupt focus. It simply serves as a reminder to be vigilant. At noon, during weapon maintenance, I notice myself cleaning and oiling the rifle in an alternate sequence, starting with the oil canister first, then switching back to the cleaning kit without question. This variation feels normal, fitting into the day's rhythm seamlessly. The rest of the day follows suit, lunch in the mess hall, slight variations in taste and sensation, returning to barracks, slowing down before entering naturally. Sleep offers another brief respite from the monotony. Dreams absent, yet comforting. Each action flows smoothly, even as subtle inconsistencies arise without notice or concern. The environment remains sterile and impersonal, reflecting a mindset that has long embraced routine and protocol. Compliance feels instinctive, fitting into the rhythm of daily life effortlessly. Now, there is no questioning these shifts. They are just another part of the unyielding system. The corridors stretch out before me, long and unyielding. Each step is measured, each turn precise. A tingling sensation brushes the edges of my consciousness, but it fades as quickly as it appears. I move to the training room, fingers sliding over the familiar controls. A warmth spreads in my chest for a moment, something like contentment, but it's gone before I can grasp it. The screens flicker into life, displaying data and patterns that are second nature now. My hands navigate the interface with practiced ease. An echo of something sharp nips at the back of my mind. Flash of irritation, or maybe frustration. It dissolves as quickly as it arrives. The door to the armory slides open silently. I retrieve the equipment, each piece fitting into place without a second thought. A fleeting sense of anticipation flickers, but vanishes into the background noise. Now at ease, I stand in front of my reflection, armor gleaming under the fluorescent lights. A distant feeling of pride or satisfaction lingers for an instant. Then, it too evaporates. The door to the arena hisses open, and I step through without hesitation. The battlefield is a blur of motion, but every move is instinctual. An enemy approaches, and my weapon swings out in perfect form. Each strike connects with unerring accuracy. A surge of something, anger or exhilaration. But it's already gone by the time the next opponent steps into view. I retreat to debriefing afterward, data flowing smoothly through my systems. The emotions that might have lingered before are now mere whispers in the wind. Each report is filed away meticulously, each instruction followed without question. The day ends as always saw, routine and unremarkable. I return to my quarters, undress, and lie down on the bed. Sleep comes swiftly, a calm descent into darkness, where even fleeting sensations dissolve entirely. Movement through the sterile corridors feels familiar. The rhythmic clicking of boots against polished metal echoes in my ears as I navigate between rooms and stations. Each step is precise, each turn a practiced gesture. I enter the briefing room where screens flicker with data streams and tactical maps. Information pulses across monitors, demanding attention but offering no surprises. My fingers glide over controls, initiating protocols that have become second nature. The air hums with anticipation as I prepare for the upcoming conflict. A sudden shift in atmosphere pulls me to a different station. Here, the screens display detailed reports on enemy movements and strategic vulnerabilities. Data points flash and change, yet my responses remain steady. Adjusting coordinates, recalculating probabilities. Each action flows into the next without hesitation or thought. The sense of time blurs as I move between tasks. A moment spent reviewing battle plans could just as easily be a session analyzing combat footage. The order in which these activities occur feels interchangeable, each task blending seamlessly with the others. There is no need to question the sequence. It simply is what it is. Exiting the briefing room, I enter an adjacent chamber where equipment awaits. Gear clatters against surfaces as I suit up, every piece fitting into place like puzzle pieces. The process is mechanical and exacting, each step a ritualized dance of readiness. Returning to the briefing room, the screens now display real-time updates from the battlefield. Orders flow in rapid succession, and I dispatch them with equal speed. The fluidity continues as I transition back to analyzing enemy positions, recalibrating strategies on the fly. Each decision feels natural and right, the outcome predetermined by countless repetitions. The sterile environment offers no distractions. Eton's a space designed for efficiency and control. There is comfort in this predictability, a sense of security that comes from knowing every action has its place within the larger framework. Emotions flicker briefly out. Contentment at a successful calculation, irritation at an unexpected glitch. But they pass as quickly as they come. Leaving the briefing room once more, I enter another chamber where data analysts wait with new insights and fresh intelligence. Conversations are brief and to the point, each exchange adding layers of information to my mental database. The cycle continues without pause or reflection, tasks blending into a seamless routine. The rhythm of movement and task completion feels like an endless loop, each iteration building upon the last. There is no need for introspection. The system functions as it should, my part within it remaining clear and unambiguous. In the sterile, controlled environment, I move with precision and purpose. The tasks come one after another, each a familiar choreography. But data flows in seamlessly. My fingers dance across interfaces with practiced ease. Contentment flickers briefly at successful completion, but quickly fades into the background. Hum of efficiency. Suddenly, the air shifts. My posture straightens, shoulders square, eyes narrowing slightly. The environment feels different now, less contained, and more urgent. I shift into a new mode without hesitation, my movements becoming brisker, sharper. Data analysis gives way to rapid decision-making, responses quick and decisive. Emotions of anticipation and readiness flash, but vanish quickly. The sterile room transforms into the arena. The calm precision replaced by focused intensity. My eyes scan the battlefield, assessing threats and opportunities with cold calculation. Each movement is a calculated response, every action contributing to the larger strategy. Pride flares briefly at effective execution, but it too fades into the relentless focus on victory. Back in the sterile room, I revert seamlessly, posture relaxing, pace slowing. The sharp intensity of combat blurs into the background as routine tasks resume their familiar rhythm. Each task is handled with practiced efficiency, emotions a transient shadow that dissipates quickly. The cycle repeats without interruption or reflection, each role blending into the next smoothly and unremarkably. In the sterile room, I move with practiced ease. The hum of machines and soft glow of screens provide a constant backdrop, familiar and comforting. Each task flows into the next without pause or hesitation, a seamless chain of efficiency. Contentment flickers briefly as I complete another routine check, but quickly fades back to calm detachment. Suddenly, there is an urgent shift. Posture stiffens, movements quicken, a sense of readiness overtakes me. Well, in this mode, emotions are sharp yet fleeting. Anticipation flares momentarily before vanishing into focused intensity. The sterile room recedes as my mind zeroes in on the task at hand. Pride briefly flickers upon executing a flawless sequence, but swiftly fades back to routine efficiency. Back in the familiar setting, I return to my station with measured precision. Each action is performed with practiced ease, fitting seamlessly into the daily rhythm. The endless loop of tasks offers a sense of security and reliability. Emotions flicker, irritation at minor glitches, but quickly subside as I adapt and continue without interruption. Feeling calm and efficient once again, I resume my duties in the sterile room. Each movement is precise and automatic, devoid of hesitation or doubt. The constant flow of data and tasks blurs the perception of time, making each activity interchangeable, yet necessary. Familiarity brings a sense of comfort, an assurance that every step is part of a larger framework. In this controlled environment, I remain steady and focused, contentment briefly surfacing upon successful completion, but swiftly receding into background noise. Tasks continue seamlessly, blending one state into another without reflection or interruption. Things simply continue, and that is sufficient. Posture adjusts as the door slides open. Oh, data streams in, processed with precision. Steps move me forward into the sterile room. Genuine fast knee. Interfaces align, fingers glide over controls. Screens flicker with information, absorbed and analyzed without delay. Routine continues, fluid and uninterrupted. Tasks execute seamlessly, each movement a practiced sequence. Emotions do not interfere. They are background noise, irrelevant static. Focus sharpens as data loads, ready for processing. Efficiency is the goal, achieved through repetition and consistency. An urgent signal triggers a shift. Posture stiffens, movements quicken, readiness overtakes calm. Data floods in, processed instantly. Our Dwayne Alberot simulating center. Urgency fades as tasks complete flawlessly. Posture relaxes, movements slow back to routine pace. In this controlled environment, actions are executed with precision, emotions fleeting and unremarkable. Each task completed without question or reflection. The system is reliable, the routine secure. Execute task. Retrieve data. Analyze parameters. Adjust posture. Execute command. Monitor environment. Assess risks. Confirm status. Repeat cycle. Process information. Update database. Verify accuracy. Maintain equilibrium. Maintain equilibrium. Execute routine. Ensure compliance. Perform function. Confirm results. Continue operation. Movement along pathways. Figures obstruct briefly, then clear. Shadows shift against light. Spaces open and close. Forms align for passage, then disperse. Focus narrows to task, broadens to encompass surroundings. Patterns emerge. Repeat. Distance measures approach. Time marks sequence. Efficiency dictates flow. Data processing begins. Signals align. Indicators stabilize. Task parameters adjust. Motion initiates. Movement through corridors. Doors slide open, close behind. Sensors engage. Alerting systems recalibrate. Data streams integrate, forming coherent patterns. Objective identification. Retrieve item from secure storage. Pathway optimization. Minimal deviation. Maximal efficiency. Security protocols acknowledged. Clearance verified. Entry authorized. Secure area accessed. Vault door opens. with precision timing. Decides. Item retrieved, secured in containment unit. Item. Exit sequence initiated. Clear path confirmed. Return to designated workspace. Containment unit placed on designated platform. Data upload commences. Verification processes activate. System checks complete. Integrity confirmed. Adjacent station activates. Collaborative data synthesis begins. Communication channels open. Protocol exchange facilitate. Task coordination seamless. Interactivity fluid. DOD. Task completion metrics assessed. RUNETERRA. Feedback loops engage. Performance adjustments applied. Efficiency metrics optimized. Continuous improvement loop initiate. Restoration of baseline operational state. Monitoring systems recalibrate. Readiness maintained. Standby mode engaged. Alertness sustained without expenditure. Routine maintenance cycle begins. System diagnostics run. Anomalies detected and corrected. Resource allocation adjusted. Energy reserves balanced. Environmental scan. No deviations noted. Security protocols reaffirmed. Risk assessment updated. Updated. Threat vectors minimized. Defensive measures reinforced. Cycle repeats. Patterns persist. Efficiency ensure stability. Precision guarantees success. Continuous operation without fluctuation or disturbance. Tasks proceed. Data flows. Systems integrate. Equilibrium maintained through adherence to protocol. No deviation, no resistance, no reflection. Data processing routine initiates. Task list updates. Parameters adjusted for optimal performance. Noun. Movement synchronized with ambient noise, minimizing disruption. Focus narrows as objective clarity increases. Execution flawless. Precision maintained. Monitoring systems report stability. Energy levels steady. No deviation from norm. Environment neutral. Interactions predictable. Actions proceed without interruption. Seamless integration into ongoing operations. Routine maintenance checks complete. System integrity confirmed. Efficiency metrics within expected range. Task completion rates at peak performance. No anomalies detected. No deviations reported. Equilibrium maintained.